So, good morning, bros. So, I'm doing my morning perusal of V, and this was an interesting thread that I figured I'd dive in. I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 lately. If you're ignoring this game because of gay sex, you're missing out. And let's see what they posted. Let's see what we're missing out on. Okay, they snuck up to a camp with a crossbow. All right, they shot someone, I think. It's hard to tell because it's really fucking pixelated. Oh, they got another. Not even dead. And they go in with the axe. Oh, dog got him? Kill the runner? Always kill the runners. Never let them escape. Runners are free loot. That's just smart gameplay right there. All right, the dog bit him and he's hitting him in the back. And he's running. Oh, dog got him. Yeah, I mean that's how you deal with humans. That's a pretty standard combat sequence at a camp. Nothing special. Um so are you missing out? Let's see what 4chan thinks about this. Don't care. I don't support those who bend the knee to globo homo. Still not buying. I'm ignoring this game because they made a canonically straight man gay. Even Veilguard or Dustborn didn't stoop this low. See, this is the thing I keep saying. I have been very transparent about this. It's a lot different to have an RPG where you make your own character and it's all about freedom. I actually had someone hop in my chat and say this, that, oh, it's actually okay that they made Henry and Hans gay because it's just another choice and that just adds more player freedom. And more freedom in an RPG is a good thing. Kind of ignoring the fact that he's been characterized as being straight. Literally, the first cutscene in the first game. Maybe you don't remember this. Maybe you didn't play the game, but in the first cutscene in the first game, he fucking looks at Teresa's ass as she walks away from the blacksmith. The first fucking cutscene is him looking at Teresa's ass. Another woman, while he has a girlfriend, Bianca. But no, apparently, guys, this character was actually gay or bisexual the whole time. So yeah, it's very different than creating a nameless, faceless character in Skyrim and being able to choose whether they're straight or gay. It's a Christian historical timepiece game with the previously established character who then they made gay. It's like if Witcher 4 still had Geralt, but Geralt had the option to be gay and have gay sex with his Witcher buddies. That's pretty much the equivalent, but people are coping and trying to convince themselves that it's okay. How many hours in will I be able to get a bow so I can ignore the dog shit sword combat? Well, even if you get a bow, you're not going to be able to ignore sword combat because the enemies are going to bum rush you after they find you. But you can get a bow like an hour into the game. Skyrim, but 14 years later. Dark outside, shoot enemy from a hidden position in fairly dense woods. They immediately know where you are anyway. Yeah, I mean the game's always been like that. The stealth has always been kind of shit in this game. But then again, realistically, if someone gets shot by an arrow, you're gonna see the arrow sticking out of them, and you're gonna know where it came from. So you're gonna, oh, it probably came from the arrow, the direction where the tail of the arrow is pointing to. So no, that's not too far fetched for me. Let's see. I'm ignoring it because the dev doesn't want fans like us. No one sane does. I'm just respecting their wishes and saving myself some money. Why do you even replay? Wait, what? Oh, why do you even reply to these rage baiters? It's obvious trolling. It's fun, smiley face. This is Daniel Vavra, by the way, the game director who a lot of people, including myself, think kind of betrayed the fans of the original game. Does spitting on your former fans temporarily alleviate the shame you feel over repeatedly stabbing your fan base in the back and then trying to gaslight them that you didn't stab them and that there wasn't even a knife to begin with? I don't want these types of fans. Nobody sane does. Yeah, honestly, I agree. Not with Daniel Vavra. I agree with the fans. They're right. They did stab him in the back. Daniel Vavra did do a complete 180 on everything that he said. Oh, it's a Christian game. Oh, Henry's straight white male. If you don't like that, then don't play the game. Oh, well, now it's, oh, yeah, I don't want those fans. Those guys are just incels. Let's see, what else are they saying? Imagine unironically paying for a gay sex simulator. And by the way, I did find the option. It was about 30, it was like 22 hours in, I think, and I saw it. It was a dialogue option with Hans. So it's not like hidden behind dialogue. It's very clear. It's like let's get going, or like hey, I care about you, and it has a heart next to it when you're talking to Hans. So that's obviously how you would initiate the gay romance. Obviously I'm not gay, so I clicked the one that wasn't the gay sex option, but that's how you would do it if you're interested. I dropped it because the intro was RDR2 style railroaded, and the combat was worse than the first game, and the dialogue is more palatable for mainstream audiences. I found out there was a forced save. Really? Save Das Juden? With no player choice? Okay, well let's go through this. The Red Dead Redemption 2 style railroad was horrible at the start of the game. Let's see, what's this? Combat, don't really care. Yeah, I don't care. This is boring. Um, but yeah, the start of the game does have horrible fucking flashback railroad sequence. If you've seen the start of the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it basically does a complete recap of the first game while Henry is like trying to escape, and it does it through flashbacks. And no joke, it's like a full 15-minute recap through PTSD flashbacks of the entire plot of the first game. It is forced. It treats the players like they're retarded, and I hated it. I think the gameplay is actually better than the first one. I think they improved on it in pretty much every way. So I disagree with that. The dialogue is a little worse. I think the writing is worse. I wouldn't be surprised if the writing team changed, because the first game, it felt really good. It felt like it was really a timepiece at that time. Like the dialogue, the dialect they used it sounded great. But now it does feel a little more like Reddit writing. It feels a little more, um, feels a little less true to the time. It's hard to say unless you've played it and actually like listened to a lot of the dialogue, but I think that I think that's true. But I disagree. I think the gameplay is actually better. I don't think I can read that, but you probably know what this is. 60 hours of gameplay to get an initial 60-second long gay sex scene. You spend all that time thinking about gay sex, that's on you. But here's the problem. The problem is that because it's even in the game, it ruins every interaction that Hans and Henry have. Because it's even an option, it kind of poisons that, you know, platonic, like, brotherhood friendship that they had. Because, oh, well, you could be gay together if you want. So now everything has that subtext. Every dialogue that they have has the subtext of, oh, hey, they could be gay together, by the way. Or before it was just, oh, they're just two bros trying to survive in fucking medieval times. So no, I disagree with that. It's always gonna annoy people. The first game had a lot of force actions too. You can go right ahead and go fuck yourself, unlike most shit posters here. I actually played the first game a lot. You could have your close childhood friends executed. Oh yeah, you could fucking get them hung or hanged. Sorry. You could. These are your friends who are basically bums and don't really work hard and always somehow find trouble. Yeah, you could just fucking kill them. I hear that there's like a quest with Jewish people later on in the game, and you have no player choice. People are complaining about that. I haven't got to that yet, so I can't really speak to that. Let's see. Is there anything else noteworthy that I really want to cover? I don't need to dive into more Musa controversy. I think I've covered that pretty thoroughly. Let's see. Let's see. What's this? Hold the fuck up. No one talks about gameplay on this fucking board. Did they improve the combat? Did they remove Master Strike? Is the game more balanced? Or do you become an invincible demigod around the 10-hour mark? Do they have more than a dozen perks for each skill? Most of which were useless? Is stealth useless? Are bows fun to use now? How does it run? The first game ran like shit on launch and had Bethesda level of bugs. Okay, this is actually a rare 4chaner, a rare V bro who actually cares about gameplay. So this is interesting because I can actually speak to this. Did they improve the combat? Yes. It is markedly better. They changed how combos work. Now there's just two basic combos. From the top, side is a combo, and from the side, other side is another combo. Those are the only two combos universal across all weapons. Did they remove Master Strike? No, but they changed it, and they honestly, I think they pretty much fixed the problem, because the problem in the first game was that every enemy would just Master Strike you, and a Master Strike is a perfect parry that also attacks you simultaneously. So in the first game, if you would hit someone and they Master Striked you, which is just a well-timed parry, which the NPC would do fucking constantly, then you would just get Master Strike. Now, it only works to do a Master Strike yourself. It only works if they're swinging from this side and you attack from the opposite side simultaneously. That's how you Master Strike. So in order to get an enemy to Master Strike you yourself, you would have to then attack from their opposite side that they're holding the weapon, which would be a mistake, which is just opening yourself up to a Master Strike. And you can just not do that. You can just swing your weapon at where their weapon is positioned, and if you do that, you'll never get Master Strike. So they effectively fixed the problem. So yes, I would say, yeah, they kind of removed that problem and fixed Master Strike. Is the game more balanced, or do you still become invincible around the 10-hour mark? So I'm about 30 hours in, and I did kind of feel that invincibility spike at the 10-hour mark. I felt like once you get armor and once you get your, because I was using the sword and I had my dog, and the Houndmaster skill was up to like level 30, which is the highest it can get, like 20 hours into the game. So my dog was just insanely fucking powerful. And my sword skill was like level 22, which it caps at 30, by the way. So my skills were super high and I had decent armor. So I kind of got to this point where I felt like a demigod around the 10-hour mark, and you could literally kill like 8 enemies at once. Just fucking going through them one at a time with your weapon. So yeah, it does still have this problem. Do they have more than a dozen perks for each skill? Most of which were useless. The perk system, it feels very similar to the first game. The main thing is they removed all the different combos. If you remember all the perks for swords and mainly long swords, there were a bunch of different combo strikes. Some of which were like 5 attack chain combos. They removed all of that. Like I said, it's just those 2 combo strings now, just those 2-3 attack combos. So all of those perks are now different. They have different perks in there. Some of them are boring. Some of them it's like, oh, 5% more slash damage with the sword. Oh, 10% head damage resistance, stuff like that. But there's also some fun ones, like when you drop below a quarter health, you heal, and then you gain strength and agility, and you gain quadruple stamina regen, so it's effectively like a frenzy. There's fun stuff like that, but then there's also some boring, just like I said, 5% damage boost perks. So I think the perk system is about the same as the first game. Not really improved or not really worse, in my opinion. Is stealth useless? No. Stealth is good. You can knock people out from stealth, kill them. So no, stealth was never useless. Are bows fun to use now? They're easier to use. They made it so that the tip of the arrow and the tip of the bolt on a crossbow actually line up to the center of the screen, which is where the arrow goes. If you remember the first game, it was kind of up and to the left, and you had to kind of guess where the arrow was going to go. They also added handguns, which handguns are really hard to aim. Handguns don't, have like a little marker pointing to where the shot's going to go, kind of like the tip of the arrow or the tip of the bow does, or the tip of the bolt for the crossbow does. So fun to use. They're easier to use, but about the same as the first game. And how does it run? The game ran like shit on launch. Oh, the first game ran like shit on launch and had Bethesda level of bugs. So how does it run? I've been running it on low, which I couldn't really tell the difference between low and like high settings, so I just set it all to low. So I got a few more FPS, and I've been getting like 110 FPS pretty smoothly with a 1080 Ti and an 8700K. First game ran like shit on launch and had Bethesda level of bugs. So bugs, I had one major bug. The wedding event for the main story quest bugged out. It skipped the whole wedding. I could have reloaded it. I just didn't care. That was the only real bug I've encountered. The other thing I've seen is like I've been fighting enemies and then they'll kind of rubber band and then they'll get like springboard like 10 yards away. That happened to me like 2 or 3 times ever, that was a pretty minor bug. It didn't really affect anything. It was just kind of funny. But yeah, otherwise, Bethesda level of bugs, nope. I would say not as buggy as the first Kingdom Come Deliverance was on launch. So yeah, that was a rare, real game discussion on V about the game and the gameplay. So probably not what a lot of people like to see or come here for, but I love talking about gameplay. I love talking about the actual game as well. So of course I was delighted to see this show up. Hold the fuck up. But yeah, I'll stop the video there. If you like the video, like it. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. I'm a new channel, so subscriptions go a really, really long way. And thanks for watching. Peace.